Are we ready? I'm sure you're ready. I'm not sure I'm ready. But I've been procrastinating long enough, and here you go. This is a Morbid Taste for Bones, another Brother Cadfael. And I'll be reviewing a number of Brother Cadfaels because Ellis Peters is described, I didn't realize, as a warm, cozy writer, and those are the kind of books I usually read. I became enamored with the Virgil Flowers by John Sanford, and then I read a few of the Prey mysteries, and they're just nightmare mysteries for me. I don't deal well with a lot of, and I knew that, but they're so exciting. Once you start reading them, you want to solve it, and you keep going on, and you get over one hurdle, and then you get another hurdle, and at any rate, I'll do the slower pace, the more thoughtful. I'll retreat to Brother Cadfael's garden and his herbs and help solve the mysteries the way that he does. I find these very enjoyable. This is the Morbid Taste for Bones is actually his first book, but I didn't have this one. I had to get hold of it. I had the second one, so I read the second one, remembered how much I enjoyed it, did the comparative analysis between the book and the video on TV, and then I read this one, and then I'll go into the third one, which will be enjoyable too, I'm sure. But this one is a little bit, since it's the first book, a little bit more of the history, of the cloister, the monks, and all of the abbey, everything that goes on in Shrewsbury. And there are two novices that we start out with that are working with Brother Cadfael. One, Brother John, he's a happy-go-lucky young man, handsome, tall, runs, works, and does everything with a joy, and is just the reason he decided he wanted to join the Brotherhood was because a young lady had spurned him, and he became very discouraged, and that's why he joined. The other brother, or novice, I don't know if you call him a brother when they're still novices, but the other novice is of a completely different psychological makeup. He has visions, and he has some kind of fits that he goes into where he thinks that he sees different religious things that have religious meaning to him. And so we have two conflicting personalities here and they're all traveling to a small town to get the bones of Saint Winifred, to bring them back, because in those days the abbey in the church they would have bones of the saints, and it would bring people in, and they would feel that they were protected by the saints, by that particular saint, and they wanted to bring Winifred back because this young novice, although he was encouraged to say this, thought that he had seen a vision with Saint Winifred. So they traveled to bring the bones back, and everything that happened while they were there in that small town. Oh boy, it's quite a words fail me. That's probably why I procrastinated, because words fail me. The book is very interesting. We get a very strong feel for different people in the town the little town that they go to, and the people that put them up, give them a place to rest, feed them well. They're going to stay there for a week to take a vote with all the villagers there and see if the villagers will allow them to take the bones back to Shrewsbury. And there's a great deal of objection. There's a lot of intrigue that goes on. There's a romantic trio, that two young men that are vying for the same young lady, And of course, a murder ensues, and then we have to stay there long enough to solve the murder. And it it happens that it was the person who was the most vociferous in saying, or most vocal in saying, I don't want, no, we're not going to. We're not going to. The town won't want it. The village won't want it. The people don't want St. Winifred to leave here and go to Shrewsbury. We need her here. So then it's blamed on their town or the village feels that it's the fault of the people that have come from Shrewsbury that have, and we have to solve the mystery. We have to find out who done it. Anyway, it's an interesting book. Second, I was going to speak a bit more about Alice Peters and all the books that she wrote, but we'll be able to do that if you follow along with these reviews of Brother Cadfael. Morbid Taste for Bones, the first book in the Brother Cadfael series. Thank you. Bye.